Hi, welcome to Matilda's Lab. I'm Matilda, and this is my dad.
Hi there. Here at Matilda's Lab, we try to give you the information you need to play science teacher on a certain topic. And today, Matilda, that subject is...
Are we alone in the universe?
This is right up there with the biggest questions that science asks. Science sometimes gets a reputation for being a party pooper when it comes to discussions on things like the supernatural, the spiritual, and little green men.
But that's not necessarily the case. Any impression that the scientific community is sceptical about life elsewhere in the universe falls squarely into this category. The Zeta Reticulans, or grey aliens, associated with conspiracy theories like Roswell, are frowned upon. They involve a lot of specific details, which makes it fairly easy for science to be critical of them.
However, the search for extraterrestrial life is not far from any scientific mission that is sent into space.
The furthest objects from Earth that were made by human hands are the Voyager space probes.
They took unprecedented images of the outer solar system, including the famous small blue dot, and have since passed out of the solar system into interstellar space. They each contain a golden plaque and a record with information about humans and the Earth,
in case they are ever discovered by an alien intelligence that can decipher them. This was done by the leading scientists of the day because they felt that it was important. Then there's SETI,
the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. This is an institute that was set up in 1984 specifically to answer the question of whether we are alone or not. It is best known for searching for signals arriving from space that could have originated from alien intelligence. Its budget is between 25 to 30 million US dollars a year.
People generally don't spend this kind of money on hopeless projects. Science is cautious of extraordinary claims, but intelligent life isn't an extraordinary claim. We're all living proof that it is possible.
But it's not all good news, though. There is the issue of the Fermi paradox. One of the core tropes within science is that the absence of evidence is not the same thing as the evidence of absence.
It means that just because you haven't found a sign of something doesn't necessarily mean it isn't there.
But everything has a limit. There are over 300 million stars in our galaxy, and most of them appear to have multiple planets around them. The estimates are that this equates to between 100 to 400 billion planets.
And that's not even counting moons, which are far more numerous in our solar system than planets are.
The numbers involved here are not ones that the human brain can easily comprehend. When faced with such a gargantuan pool of potential for intelligent life, even if the odds of it forming are in the order of billions to one, the persistent silence that we are hearing becomes all the more poignant. Is there a reason why messages from other civilizations can't get through to us? Are they not looking for anyone else out there like we are? Or are they simply not there? All this suggests that if they are out there, they must be incredibly rare.
When we step away from the idea of aliens that we could communicate, work or go to war with, things start to look up. Whilst it looks like any hope for intelligent life lies beyond our galaxy, we don't even need to leave our solar system for promising leads of extraterrestrial life. In fact, both of our planetary neighbours could conceivably harbour life. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system and experiences caustic acid rain.
The one probe that we sent to the surface of Venus only survived minutes before it succumbed to the hellish conditions. Despite this, it is thought that microbial life could survive within the clouds high up in the atmosphere, as they do here on Earth. Mars's case has a bit more weight behind it. Whilst it is a pretty inhospitable place, there are two things going for it. Firstly, it's nowhere near as horrid a place as Venus.
Secondly, Mars was not always so harsh. A long time ago, Mars was more like Earth. It even had rivers and seas on its surface.
All life on Earth, and therefore all known life, is dependent on liquid water. Not only is it essential for life, but we find life wherever we find naturally occurring liquid water on this planet, without exception. As a result, scientists get very excited about finding it elsewhere. Whilst the surface of Mars is bone dry today, it is thought that there could still be liquid deep under the surface.
That means that there could be life down there too.
However, when it comes to exciting prospects for life, we need to step away from the planets. Our prime candidates are the moons, and there are a lot of those.
Until recently, the most exciting prospect was Jupiter's moon Europa. This ice sphere may not look too promising from a distance, but cracks in its surface hint at something going on beneath the surface.
The conflicting gravitational pulls of Jupiter and the other large moons is heating the core of the moon, and that means that beneath its hard icy crust, Europa is a submarine ocean world.
But Europa's position as a prime candidate has now been usurped when NASA sent their Cassini mission to Saturn and its moons. They already knew about the small icy moon of Enceladus.
But everyone was in for a big surprise when Cassini got a bit closer. Not only was Enceladus like Europa, with a vast subterranean ocean, but there were frequent occasions where jets of this ocean water would erupt from under the ice. It didn't end there. The folk at NASA even managed to fly Cassini through one of these jets to taste the water. What they found made them crash Cassini into the planet Saturn, destroying it. That's no exaggeration. The original plan for Cassini was to allow it to run out of power and join the other satellites of Saturn in their perpetual orbital ballet. But orbits can be disrupted by space debris, and nobody wanted to risk a situation where Cassini could have ended up crashing into Enceladus, because those water samples contained the kind of organic molecules that you would expect to see in an ocean that contains life. If something is living on Enceladus, the last thing that we want to do is allow some resilient stowaway microbes from Earth the opportunity to contaminate the moon.
Hence, Cassini's most profound discovery was also its death sentence.
The big question of are we alone remains unanswered. But how close are we to resolving that question? That may depend on what you consider alone to mean.
If you want alien life of any description, then an answer could be closer than you'd expect. But if you want anything that qualifies as intelligent, we don't seem to be making any kind of progress on that front.
If intelligent life exists beyond the hundreds of millions of stars within our galaxy, then the nearest that they could be is 2.5 million light years away. At those kind of distances, regardless of whether we are alone, we are very much on our own. Thank you for listening.
You don't have to, but it would really help us if you could like and subscribe. Thank you.